Hello YouTube, before we jump into today's match, I do have a small announcement to make, and that is that I only have about 7 or 8 replays which are worth commenting right now, and I cannot really keep up the pace with the YouTube videos without running out of replays next week, so you will probably see a bit less replays from my side. But I plan to try to do other content for YouTube, mainly talking about how to get better at PvP, some tactics pros use. I want to do a video about what Battleforge actually is. Is it an RTS? Is it some sort of hybrid game, or maybe something else entirely? I will probably make a pretty detailed video about that. And yeah, so please don't be disappointed if I don't have so many replays. There are only this many high elo replays which are worth commenting and which are not total stomps. On bfcard.info I found many replays, but most of them were players just uploading matches which were stomps, just to show off, so well, they're not interesting by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you can learn something from a few of those stomps. Maybe I will upload a stomp. I really dislike this because sometimes the player just has a bad day. It happens to me as well. And there were some pretty embarrassing losses in the past, but I guess yeah, that happens to everyone. So I don't want to make anyone seem like a terrible player on YouTube. But if there's something we can take from these replays and we can learn about them, then maybe I will replaycast a stomp, but only if it's not like terribly mismatched or anything. Like if it's a clear victory, then that's okay, but only if the skill level of the players involved was kind of even, and no player was like playing terribly bad. So yeah. I think enough talk for now. Today I have a very high elo match between xHighTech and MaranV, or MaranV, I'm not sure actually, but I will just say MaranV. Those are among the best players in the game, so this is a match with a lot of skill involved, and we will hopefully see a lot of skilled plays. I have not watched this replay yet, so I can't really tell. But it had quite a good rating on bfcards.info, so I thought it was worth checking out. If I'm nitpicking at mistakes, then it's really probably very small mistakes these players do, so don't be surprised if I'm really talking about very small things, because those small things at this high of an elo, they make a world of a difference, and I think it might be something players can learn from. So let's jump right into this. MaranV is starting Master Archers as usual. Like he is living on Haladur. He plays this map all the time. If there's a open match and sparring with MaranV, it's on Haladur all the time. And yeah, he's been playing this map a lot. So I guess this was probably a sparring match too. xHighTech takes the very early well. He does that because MaranV's unit are slow, and he has to take a well to not lose map control due to the slow units. So taking a well earlier than your enemy will give you a very small, but yeah, sometimes it really matters in terms of energy advantage. And MaranV takes the center. xHighTech does the same. xHighTech seems to want to go aggressive with scavengers. Alright, it seems like he's going to try to harass the enemy, because it is very hard to directly break through frost defense. They do have ice guardians, which are pretty strong units, and they destroy scavengers, but in open combat they are not that good. And I think what xHighTech is trying to do right here is go here and try to get some spawns out of Maran. Meanwhile, they both took another well, and MaranV spawns an Ice Guardian. But he doesn't do much with it. MaranV uses the Light Blade and not the Ice Guardian, because A, the Ice Guardian loses the shield, and B, he could just run away with the Scavenger and harass the space. He's bringing over other units, and this taunt seems to last long enough to finish this unit off. So, while this was a good play from MaranV by forcing to kill this unit, it was expected of xHighTech, who used this opportunity to go tier 2. He could do this easily, and because the Light Blade with taunt is pretty costly, and there were also Ice Guardians spawned already, so xHighTech is trying to get an advantage out of the fact that MaranV spawned tier 1 units, and he wasn't forced to fear of getting rushed by taking the tier 2, because he forced the Light Blade spawn. Light Blade is still pretty useful in tier 2, so it's not a bad choice of MaranV. But yeah, I guess that xHighTech is getting the upper hand. He's getting the first offensive with this. But there was not much MaranV could have done otherwise. This is just a map play because Frost tier 1 doesn't have swift units. And right here a power well is on the fire. Those stone shards are very strong against beasts. Almost everyone plays the red affinity, because the main units, they're being spawned against these beasts and they will decimate those burrows. This well might seem low, but I doubt it will drop right now. In the meanwhile, xHighTech maybe should have done something with the Scavenger. He was pretty much having this unit stand around, which I'm not a big fan of. And it seems Maran defended successfully. But this is not really an attack right now. He can't do a lot with those units, they are only counters. They're not used for sieging. And xHighTech spawns other units. After using the slow from the Scavenger, he forced the stone shards into fighting him. They can't run away, they are too slow. So this was again a pretty good move from xHighTech. Maybe MaranV should not have moved these units into a fence, because he would not accomplish anything with those. But so far no really major advantages have been gained. Power is rather even. And another Skyfire Drake. Now you will really have to do good micro with those, because you really want to avoid getting hit by Spirit Hunters. So yeah, he's gonna crowd control them, but he can get crowd controlled in return. He splits his units, so not both Drakes get crowd controlled. But he's not getting a whole lot of damage out of the Oink. He instantly hurricaned these units, which is good. Now he has to ravage this Drake. MaranV should switch to the other Drake, because he's not getting down the Drake with Ravage. In overall, Stonekin does not have a very high DPS until the late game. So now he is attacking the Skyfire Drake, which is probably gonna die. Yes, it is. He should have pulled this unit away. This is pretty well done by MaranV. But I think xHighTech could have played this better. If he could have pulled this unit away, he could have healed it up. There was no way for MaranV to finish this up, because he had to unroot the Stone Tempest. I'm not sure why he is using the Frostbite here, because this can just be countered by a Ravage. Very nice, the Spirit Hunters got rooted out of range with both units. Alright, and this unit drops. I don't think this healer is going to do much. They're already poisoned and they will die. Yes. But at least it forced an oink. Again, a very early frostbite here. Spirit Hunters are very strong against all kinds of fire units because they do have low HP. So this unit will die from this, which is very good. And again a Skyfire Drake. Now MaranV brings out the Crystal Fiend, also known as Flying Disco Ball of Doom. He's using that one quite a lot. It's actually one of his signature units, I think. It's hardly match where he doesn't use this one. And now we're having a large scale battle at our hands, and that usually is in favor of the Stonekin player, because the Stonekin player can poison all of these units if the Spirit Hunters are microed correctly. This unit will die. Should have again tried to micro it away. I'm not sure why he doesn't do that. He didn't have anything else to micro because it was all crowd control, so maybe he should have pulled the Drake away. But it seems that MaranV loses this encounter pretty badly. Usually Stonekin gets really strong if lots of units are in one place, because all the knockbacks, all the crowd control, the heals, everything scales very well just with the amount of units on the field. And now we can see both taking well, and I'm not sure if MaranV should have taken as well, but because now he opens up. Oh, he takes another one. Now this is risky. He's probably going to get attacked right now. He just took two wells at the same time. He feels pretty confident after the engage and tries to turn the advantage he gained from well, no, not the advantage he gained. Never mind, he lost the last fight. I'm not sure where he's getting the confidence to take both of these wells. This is something Stonekin should avoid, taking bases in such a way that two simultaneous attacks can be run, because you can only repair one well and Glacier Shell the other, and the heals and the crowd control and the Spirit Hunters, they get a lot less use if you can make multi-base attacks, especially the Crystal Fiend right here is not doing anything. And it seems like this well is probably gonna drop. Yes, it's gonna drop. So this was maybe a little bit greedy of MaranV, taking two wells at the same time after not having the best encounter over here. So maybe you shouldn't have done this. And this well is probably going to drop as well. This is looking really grim. This well drops too. Alright, I guess that is game. There was one mistake that entirely flipped this game around. Before they were going relatively even, but taking two wells at the same time, this is asking for rush. So it's actually quite a bit of a mistake. First of all, taking the bases such that the units could move from here and from here, and he would have defend at the same time in two spots. This is nothing Stonekin wants. This is usually something you would want to avoid. Yeah, and two wells at the same time, that is just too much. You should have taken only one well and be happy with that and just take the other well afterwards. But just taking two wells, this is not good, because not only because taking two wells at the same time obviously is pretty costly, but because Stonekin needs a lot of power to defend efficiently. Stonekin is very strong if there's a lot of power in the game. If there's a lot of power in the game, you can keep up all the heals, all the crowd control, and the strength of numbers the enemy can play, that does not really matter at all. Also, Stonekin have pretty healthy units, so damage spells don't do much either. Just it becomes one giant army that gets heals up all the time, and it's super hard to deal with it. So I don't really understand why MaranV took two wells at the same time, because that just in general lowers the amount of power he has, and with lower power in the game he does not get the snowball rolling. So yeah, I'm really wondering why that happened. Also, I'm a bit surprised that xHighTech was not managing his drakes better. He could have microed the Drake away at least in 2 instances and saved its life. It's pretty doable against Stonekin. Obviously, if they're being hit by Spirit Hunters and you can't cast Ravage, they're doomed. But if it's only Stone Tempest, you can simply fly away, and the Stone Tempest won't have any way to chase you. Because it has to be rooted to be attacked, and you are swift, so I guess you could have played the micro better. But in the end, it was a small mistake overall. I think this, yeah, could have happened to pretty much everyone, taking 1 mel too much and thinking that the enemy is not going to be able to rush him and then lose the match. So this was overall pretty skillful play. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.